everybody, welcome to another video. My name is Infiniti and I am back again with another Continental knitting tutorial. Today's tutorial will feature the clamshell stitch. It is first and foremost an intermediate level pattern. It is an 8-row repeat that I find to be absolutely gorgeous. It almost gives you vintage vibes, so this would be a really good stitch for blankets, scarves, and sweaters, in my opinion. It does have some stretch actually to it, so if you did want to make something that you have to wear, then this would also be a good stitch for that. In my opinion, it's reversible. On this one side you actually have the right side of the work, and then on the back side you have these odd little bobble texture things, so it really just depends on what you're going for. But for the sake of today's tutorial, we're going to focus on the right side of the work. So without further ado, I'm going to dive right into this tutorial. What you're going to want to do to start this project is to cast on in multiples of 4 and then add an additional 1. You can see that I already have a swatch worked up here, so we're just going to dive right into the instruction. For row 1, we are going to knit the first 2 stitches. 1 and 2. Let's not ply our yarn. Okay, we are now, after we knit our 2, we are going to start the repeat for this row. This first stitch is going to be quite interesting because we're going to purl 1. We're going to leave it on the needle. We are going to yarn over, purl into that same stitch, and then we are going to yarn over one more time and purl into that same stitch before we pull it off the needle. Okay, and then we're going to move the yarn back to the back and we are going to knit 3. 1, 2, and 3. And we are going to do that repeat again. I'm going to show you guys again. So we're going to bring the yarn forward and we're going to purl into this next stitch. We will leave it on the needle as we yarn over. We're then going to purl into that same stitch, again leaving it on the needle. We're going to yarn over one more time and purl one more time into that same stitch before we pull it off, and then we are going to knit the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, and 3. There we go. And we're going to repeat this process to the last 2 stitches of our row, and we are going to finish on a knit 2. Now I'm here at these last 2 stitches and I'm just going to again do my knit 2. 1 and get that through there, 2. Okay, and that is row 1. For row 2, we're going to turn our work, and for the first 2 stitches we're going to purl 2. 1 and 2. Alright, and now we are going to start the repeat for our row, which is knit 5, purl 3. So this knit 5 happens across those stitches where we did the purl 1, yarn over, purl 1, yarn over, purl 1. So at least 2 of these stitches you are going to be knitting into are going to be yarn overs. So I always recommend that you hold that so you don't lose it. There's 2. And there's 3. There's 4. and there's 5. Now I have to say this time my tension is tighter, so they look like actual stitches. But I digress. After we knit 5, we are going to purl 3. 1, 2, and 3, all the way across. Knit 5, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There we go. Now we're going to purl 3. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to end this row on a purl 2. Alright, and coming to these last 2 stitches again, we're going to purl those. So 1 and 2. Alright, and again we are on the back side of the work. This is what it looks like on the back. Now we're on to row 3. For row 3, we're going to start the row with a knit 2. Oops. So 1 and 2. Alright, and then we are going to purl 5, knit 3. So bring the yarn forward, we're going to purl across the next 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we're going to knit 3, 1, 2, and 3. Alright, now we're back to our purl 5, knit 3. And this is our repeat for this row, and of course we're going to end the row on a knit 2. Alright, this looks like as good as time as any to introduce to you guys a little thing I got going on here at Infiniti Crafting Co. Here recently I have released a series of videos describing my new members program, which is basically the future of my content and how I will be able to continue creating YouTube tutorials in the future. Hey Craftapreneur is a new pattern club that I created directly on my website. Members have access to all of my written patterns as well as the video tutorials that support them. So whether you read crochet patterns or not, you'll be able to make my designs with ease. You also have access to other perks like exclusive access, bonus content, a members only forum, my hands-on one-on-one support, and more. So my ask is that if you enjoy my content here under Infiniti Crafting Co., the YouTube channel, that you head over to my website today, click that Hey Craftapreneur tab, and sign up for $5.99 a month or for $20 quarterly to support this content. Thanks so much for watching, and now we're going to get back into the tutorial. Alright, coming into the last purl 5 of this row. 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to knit the final 2. 1, oops, and 2. And now we are on to row 4. I'm going to turn our work. For row 4, we are going to start with a purl 2. Okay, and now things get interesting because we're going to start our repeat with a knit 5 together through the back loop. And I'm going to say knitting through the back loop is great when you are knitting stitches together. Okay, so we're going to bring our yarn back to the back, and what I'm going to do is insert my needle purlwise into the next 5 stitches. Okay, and I'm going to wrap my yarn as though to knit, and we are just going to knit that through the back loop of those 5 stitches. Okay, and then we're just going to pull those 5 stitches off of our needle like so. Next we are going to purl 3. So 1, 2, 3. So essentially what we're doing to create these clamshell stitches is we are turning one stitch into 5 stitches, and then we're turning those 5 stitches back into 1 stitch to maintain our stitch count across the row. Okay, so we are now going to we are going to knit 5 together again. So bring the yarn to the back, we're going to run our needle through 5 of those loops on our non-working needle. And we are going to knit them through this back loop and pull them off of our needle. And then we are going to bring the yarn forward, and we are going to purl 3. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and we're going to do this all the way across our work until we get to the final 2 stitches where we will purl 2. Right, and ending row 4 on a purl 2. Alright, and that is the end of row 4. Now we're ready to move into the next segment of our stitch pattern, which creates this offset look that you see down here in the rest of the swatch. Now we're ready to move on to the second half of our sequences here, which will create the offset stitch pattern with the clamshell stitches. I like to call the little garter blurbs in here purls. So without further ado, let's get into that. For this part of the pattern, we are going to start off with a knit 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we are going to turn our 1 stitch into 5 stitches again. So here we are going to bring the yarn forward to purl. We're going to purl into this next stitch. We're not going to pull it off the needle. We instead are going to yarn over, insert our needle into that same stitch again. We're going to purl. Then we're going to yarn over again and purl into that same stitch one last time. And we're going to slide it off the needle. Alright, now we are going to knit 3. So there's 1, 2, 3. And then we start our repeat over again. So we're going to bring the yarn forward to purl. We are going to purl into this next stitch. There we go. Okay, and then we're going to yarn over. And we're going to purl into it again. Same stitch. Going to yarn over one last time. And we're going to purl into that same stitch one last time before we pull it completely off the needle. Alright, and then we're going to knit the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. Alright. And we're going to repeat this all the way across our row, and we are going to end the row with a knit 1. Alright, and I just did my last series of purl, yarn over, purl, yarn over, purl. So now I need to knit 3. 1, 2, and 3. And then I'm going to knit this final stitch. Off the needle. And this is what this looks like so far. Now we're on to row 6. For row 6, we're going to turn our work. And we're going to purl 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. After we purl 4, we are going to knit 5, purl 3. Okay. And again, we're going to knit 5. Wait. Purl 4. We knit 5. We're going to purl 3. Okay, I got lost there for a second. 1, 2, and 3. Now I'm going to knit 5 again. And 5. Okay, bring the yarn forward, we're going to purl 3. And this is our repeat to the end. 1, 2, and 3. And then when we get to the end of the row, we are going to end on a purl 1. Probably going to steal that. Alright, and I'm going to do my last purl 3. And again, the end of the row, you got 1 stitch left, you're going to purl into that. Alright. And now we are ready to move on to row 7. So turn our work. For row 7, we are going to knit 4. 1, 3, and 4. Alright, and now we're going to start our repeat of purl 5, knit 3 to the end. 2, 3, 4, 5. Knit 3, 2, and 3. Okay, and we're going to continue this repeat, like I said, across the entirety of the row, and then we are going to end on a purl 1. 1. Oops. And we can end on a knit 1. Alright, and that is row 7 of our repeat. Now on to row 8. We're going to start off with a purl 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright, now we are going to knit 5 together through the back loop. So we're going to bring the yarn back to the back. We're going to insert our needle purlwise through these first 5 loops. And I always like to circle my needle around in those stitches to kind of loosen them up. Okay, and I am just going to knit through all 5 of these loops, moving slowly so I don't do that. Alright. And there we go. Now we're going to purl 3. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Again, that is knit 5 through the back loop. So get those 5 stitches on your needle. 4 and 5. Okay, and we're just gonna knit those through the back loop, and then purl the next 3 stitches all the way across. 1, 2, and 3, and we're gonna end on a purl 1. Alright, and we are going to end on a purl 1 here. And that is the end of our 8-row repeat. And what you have here, sometimes you have to push these out with your fingers because they get tucked in there as you're working them. What you end up with is a piece of fabric that looks like this. I hope today's video was helpful for you guys. If so, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell so I can continue to bring you guys more Continental knitting content. Say that 3 times fast. If you're looking for more from me, you can check out my Instagram, which is linked in the description box below. You can also head over to my website if you want to additionally support this channel and sign up for my members club, Hey Craftpreneur, where I show you guys how to make all of my knit and crochet pattern designs with full written patterns and step-by-step video tutorials. Alright, thanks for watching guys, and until next time, happy making! Hey, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, consider heading over to my Ko-fi page linked in the description box below and buying me a coffee. Doing so allows me to continue to develop these tutorials here on YouTube and Rumble, and you also get your name featured at the ends of my videos. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy making!